Thank you for joining me on the channel Mazarov Tarot. Today is just going to be, or tonight, whatever, is going to be a conversation piece about some things that I have stumbled across, and then I'll probably fine tune it tomorrow or one of these other days. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Before I actually get into the things that I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about Denmark, right? Denmark got something to do with the book of Jesus, and it's a part of Europe. Okay? You have risen, but that doesn't actually say it's Europe. Eruption? It doesn't actually say that. It says Europe. I'm gonna show you the ropes. That's got something to do with somebody else. That would have been more so connected to Judah. And I've already talked about Judah, how he is technically the savior, along with the church, along with the synagogues, other entities that were not a part of the body of Christ. But I did think that was interesting because in Denmark they speak Danish, which is like a supper or a food. But it's like sweet murder. It would have sounded good. It would have sounded sweet. They sound sweet. They tell you they sound sweet. But they probably sound harsh to the fucking ears. Because how you gonna sound like cake or pie? Let them eat cake. Is Danish a cake or a pie? I don't give a fuck. It's creamy filled. I don't want to be filled up with cream. And I don't want to be an airhead talking about I'm an air. I want to talk about something. I wanted to talk about, first before I get into it, I actually want to talk about chimpanzees. And it's actually going to tie into the artist Jay-Z, which I have talked about plenty times, but the only Filstrom that I have seen that matches what I'm going to eventually talk about is Jay-Z, and it kind of correlates with chimpanzee. Now, for the fuck of it, I couldn't figure out what the hell is a chimpan, but it does say see him pansy. Now, pansy, they say in Nepal, and Paul is in the book, whatever. They say that got something to do with some hooker, some prostitute. Let me see if I take a picture of it. It got something to do with palace hookery. I don't know if that's gonna, I don't know, pansy, okay. But it also, pansy also means like belly, greedy, fat, take it to however resonates, a good portion, right? And chimpanzees throughout history, and I want to show you something. I don't know why, but I started to see like a belly and breast, a little bit of a heart. I started to see many different shapes of the face of this. It has amber eyes, jeweled eyes, but I want you to look at the actual color. A lot of them have black in their eyes. I'm going to talk about that with E.T. in a second, because E.T. looks like this being without fur, but he brewed real light from his fingertips. And the one eye symbolism and shit. The thing is, see him pansies. They don't necessarily have a god, but they kind of do ritualistic things. They like to dance in the rain or walk on the water. And they kind of, if you will say, worship a cornerstone. But they've kind of made the cornerstone, and it has something to do with essentially a family tree. I guess that's what I saw online, and I'll show you. They like to just that. It made me start thinking about sports. It made me start thinking about football, basketball, so on and so forth, which I'm going to talk about in a second. As far as football, it got something to do with programming families. just because Stewie. But yeah, I thought that was so interesting. Now, in the Bible, a cornerstone, which chimpanzees do, um, is used metaphorically to refer to Jesus Christ, the foundation of the church and the foundation upon which God's plan for humanity is built. Right, building blocks is really tied to chimpanzees. Also in the Old Testament, in Psalms 18-22, a stone that the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. Did I take a picture of the word chief? I felt like I did. Hold on. Chief. Gotta be before this one. Woo. Huh. I guess I didn't take a picture of it. Had a weird meaning. Anyway. Once I started doing that, looking at chimpanzees or whatever and cornerstones, ironically enough, it made me start looking at ET, right? ET phone home, so on and so forth. I didn't actually take a picture of that, but I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. But once I started looking at that, I then started looking at Nostradamus. Nostradamus doesn't say Nostradamus because it almost say Costa Nostra. It says Nostra Adamus. Now, Adamus is that dude from Ragnarok that fought with Thor. No. He fought with Zeus. Because I don't know. That was just Adam. Adamus is that god. He was like, he would have technically, compared to all the other guys, been black. It would have been not white. It was purple or blue or gray. It was some color. But they didn't like him because he had a throne, he had a house, he had a castle, and they just killed him. And it was like one of the only, it was one of the only immortal deaths. But Nostril, he knows, right? Because this is not called a nose, this is called a nostril. And the only thing that's different between Nostradamus, his name was Nostradame, that she knows, because Dame, I already talked with Jay-Z, had a Dame Dash, but also Dame is a female, it's like an old word for a female. But also, what? I forget. Between Nostradamus, Nostradamus, and Nostra. The only difference is Al or ill and Adamus. Nostradamus is famous for predicting things of war and things like that, but also Mona Lisa and the Mount Salvador and I believe the Last Supper and so on and so forth. And I'm going to try to depict them as best as I can, or decode them from what I can see so far, and then tie it in with Jay-Z. Also, I want to talk about football. I'm just talking about football real quick. No, I'm talking about football last. The Mona Lisa, she has it's thinly veiled. It's thinly veiled, but Mona Lisa got something to do with a principality because Monaco. But Lisa got to be a co. Now, co, to me, make me think of New York and Company. It's fruit. But more importantly, it's a business. Lisa is a business. At first, it was Eli Sheba. Then something happened where somebody else took a seat. But I was kind of there ready to get a background. And she kind of has like this red substance coursing through her, behind her, or something like that. There's a bloodline. There's a red line behind her. But she has hands like a pig. But she's also doing this. If you look really closely at her hands, she's doing secret symbolism. I'm not, but I had to show you for reference because I didn't take a picture of it. Or did I? Let me see. Oh, yes, I did. So, but the thing that stood out to me the most is her face. It looks like she has on a goddamn mask. But if you see here, her hair is thinly veiled. It's not a decadent veil. It's not a halo. It is a veil. It needs to be unveiled. It's only thinly veiled. But her hands looks like pig. That looks like pig feet. But I just thought it was weird. She has on a mask. It's pig feet. But also he's known to have created the Last Supper. The Last Supper. Now, the Last Supper, though, the soul, the eyes are the window of the soul, right? It's like a being has two different colored eyes, right? So I started to look at this like these are eyes, and these are the pupil of the eyes. You know they say Jesus had red eyes, right? I read. But also, it's like the table would be the nose. The nose. But this made me think of the philstrum, this area between your mouth. I have one, like, now I'm looking at it, it's visible. But Rihanna and Jay-Z have very dominant, that looks just like the table stands, right? But the mouth would be underneath Philip in the Bible. And Philip is, depending on how you're looking, to the left or right, but it's next to Simon. Simon says, right? Simon would be the mouthpiece of something. Probably a big lip bastard. I don't know, got a mouth like a fish. I don't know what it is. Probably cussed like a sailor. But when I started looking up Denmark, because they say Mark in the book of, in the Bible is the book of Jesus, and the tomb portion is in the book of Mark, and I kind of look at that like a Dan or a study, take it over resonates. They say those people are called Scandinavians. It kind of sounds like scandalous to me. But I did think that was interesting because a lot of it doesn't make, not a lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it isn't necessary in the Last Supper. The only things that you really look at when you talk to a person is the eyes, as eye contact, so on and so forth. So I could have had long eyelashes. Take it as a resonance. But it made me start thinking about this. Well, first off, it made me start thinking about this. Right? Two different colored eyes, one darker, one lighter. The arms of Jesus Christ coming out at the table. But that would have been making a face with a nose and the philstrum. But then it made me start looking at the eye. But when I saw the eye there, it made me think of a football, like the National Football League. Right? It's the shape of an eye. They be throwing around the eye, talking about, I got the eye. But it got something to do with ruling. And feet. And in the Bible, feet got something to do with submission or defeat, and also servants, authority, and also power. And so they're making power moves. Why? I don't fucking know what it is. Some sort of game they want to play with everybody that I don't feel like playing. The thing that was so interesting to me is when I started looking at Mona Lisa and Monaco. Monaco was created underneath the Grimaldi, like a Grim Reaper, death, coming threes. They got rid of Grace. I think they were a D-Grace. But anyway, Principality. And then you got Mona Lisa. I already talked about Elizabeth, Mona Lisa, white, risen, so on and so forth. But the thing that was so interesting to me, Mona Lisa was created in like 1503 or something like that, which to me used to resonate with Mother's Day. Monaco was created in like 1293 or some type of shit. I don't know what it is. The thing that stood out to me is they said that the Monaco Grimaldi family is noblesse, What are they? Hold on. Noblesse Oblige. But Noblesse Oblige made me start thinking about Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Noblesse. Now, noblesse just means a nobility, a privileged person or people that act primarily toward those that are less privileged. It's an authority figure. That's a pig. I don't know what the fuck it is. Apes throw stones at the family tree. Chimpanzees just throw shit at it. They just go ape shit. They about to go hounds. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But Noblesse, to me, made me think of an anime show called Noblesse. And it was about this guy that got out in a white party in his white suit. And he had red eyes. And he was a vampire. He wasn't a vampire because that word doesn't fucking exist. I don't give a fuck about Draconian, Dracul. I don't give a fuck about it. It's a tick. They say Semitic. It's not a bat. It's a tick. It's a little bloodsucker. But it made me think of the other bug. It's a kissing bug. It's the same thing as a tick. They said that Jesus started to kiss Mary on the lips. That would have bugged me the fuck out. I don't know. It just started zoning me out because they call themselves Semitic. But that semen is also sperm. Sperm with those chimpanzee apes without their hair, ETN, talking extra. Read all about it. Terrestrialian. Oh, brewing up real light, talking about I need to Taurus so I can get on the bicycle. I don't know what I mean. Probably torment. Being behind that white boy, I guess, trying to be tripping him in. I don't know what the fuck. I forget what I was saying. I don't even know about that. I really don't care. So I don't want to get the message out. I don't know. I really don't have much to say. I was just looking at all that. But it's not a blessing. It's no blessing. That's not a blessing. That J shit is not a blessing. So y'all think married Beyonce? Yeah, Jay said he married Beyonce. Is that noblesse? Is no less. What's her name? Nodes? That's no less. That's noblesse. That's noblesse. That's just some figure. I don't know what the fuck it is. Jay-Z just some eye with some mouse and a Philstrom and a Philip. And Simon Says and a goddamn red eye flag. I don't know what it is. I just thought it was really unique. But Rihanna got the same thing. Somebody not who they ain't supposed to be with. That would be his sister wife. I don't know what it is. He started saying on God did. He started saying Rihanna was fentanyl. I said, I think so. She started fitting all of it, but Rihanna wouldn't have done that. Rihanna would have been a drug. They try to get y'all motherfuckers high, and now today's took advantage of. The person would have been LVMH. That's some variation of Yahweh. It's just a letterman. That got something with Spellman and David. And a host of hosts. But it's only a host tonight. That's elegant. Why did they replace Sheba with Elizabeth? If that's just then I'm looking. Let's see a man. Let's see a man. Ooh, be so many eyes on that motherfucker. It wouldn't. Not all the eyes matter. What other color of eyes? You got green eyes. You got green eyes, brown eyes, amber eyes. You got all the eyes on the damn nose. But the only eye that matters is those red eyes. Because they feel like they overnight. Isn't that what a red eye flight is? Overnights. So it'll be higher than every handler. But he's just doing the things as eyes, some Egyptian shit. Why do they do it? Why do they change everything? They don't like your black ass? They don't like your black ass. But how you don't like somebody and try to take somebody's common knowledge, tell them to forget about it, steal it, make it your own, and then just paint it all white? When I say that, they call me insane. I can't be insane from a fucking vision or dream. I ain't want to dream that shit. But that's no blessing. That's no blessing. They think that their ET is spermia. I forget what it's called, but it's basically where they think that a man come from a comet in dust. So that God would have told motherfuckers that you're made of dust. I don't know if it's fairy dust, like Luciferian dust. I don't know what dust it is. But you made of dust. But they think that got something to do with being an alien. And a comet coming down here. A comet is a word. It would have come down here like a motherfucking racquetball then. Fucking shit up. To us, lizard and birds. But birds of a feather flock together, and shepherds got something to do with flocks. It would have come down here fucking that shit up. America has a problem. It would have started fucking up all those damn birds. Chicken heads. You fuck things. I don't know. That's what I was alluding to. But I don't know. Captivating. So that also means that somebody threw in the Bible alien extraterrestrial stories. And somebody came from somewhere else and took some dust and created something. That would have been they lived. Those motherfuckers would have been alien than the motherfucker. But that would have been hairless chimpanzees. Because E.T. looked like a chimpanzee's face without no damn hair. The only thing is he's missing those star people eyes. E.T. He got whites around his eyes. Like a person. A lot of chimpanzees' eyes are black. They are black. But they do have them amber gold eyes, honey. They would have had gems in eyes. I don't know what the fuck they would have had. Well, that's all I got for you love individuals for right now. So Godspeed. God bless. Bye. Did I already talk? I talked about Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige. Noblesse. She's a Capricorn. She was originally signed to Bad Boys. And she had the 411. What's 411? I don't know. We ended up needing 911. But she had the 411. She had the scoop. Batman? He did. I don't know. It's actually kind of rigged. So Godspeed. God bless. Bye.